Peace of Christ be with you, friends. Maybe you tuned into Pillars Church service yesterday, either online or in person. And as you did, you listened to Pastor John share from the second half of the book of Philippians chapter 2. And there was something particularly in this text that caught my attention, and here's what that is. It's verse 14. Do everything without grumbling and arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. So, the way I see it, Paul seems to be making two assumptions here. One, that Christians stay out of the weeds of complaining and arguing. And two, that their context is a cultural scenario that's not the way it's supposed to be. Does that sound familiar? By chance, things not being the way that they're supposed to be. Quite frankly, this text convicts me personally because a lot of the times these days I feel justified in my complaining, my heightened anxiety, my reactivity, because I could similarly use Paul's words to describe our cultural context, warped and crooked. But apparently, the fact that the world isn't right doesn't give license to grumble about it, particularly Christians, that license. Does that hit you? Surprise you today to hear? Maybe you're losing hope that we live in a Christian nation. Okay, grieve that, lament that, but that's not your kingdom. No, you are a child of God in a warped and crooked world. Or the world seems to be falling apart around you. You're frustrated with the media, so many conflicting versions of information and fact. Okay, lament that, grieve that. But you are a child of God in a warped and crooked world. There are so many versions of pain, of warped, of crooked. I don't need to name them. They're real, they're heartbreaking, and they are not where your identity lies. They are not where your hope, your livelihood, your future lies. As we then loosen our grip, our hold onto those things of this world, it actually becomes a lot easier than to take Paul's earlier imperative to heart and to mind when he says do everything without grumbling or arguing. Because you are a child of God in a warped and crooked world. And this actually isn't an invitation either to passivity, to apathy, to complicity. In fact, the pain of this world is worth naming and addressing and ceaselessly working towards redemption. In fact, it's Monday. I hope you do that all week long. I'm talking about your heart here. So before we go, I'll say it one more time. You are a child of God in a warped and crooked world. Peace be with you.